the largest concert promoter in the country or in the world?
World?
In the world, and the owner of Ticketmaster. So this is a company that elicits a lot of passions in a lot of people for a variety of reasons. First of all, you mentioned to me earlier you own 3 dogs. Are you going to get a whistle for each one of them?
I won't be, but if my wife was here, yes, we'd be training them. That's for sure.
Got it. And let's, it's summertime is the season of concerts. What is the concert or tour that you're most excited about for Live Nation this summer?
Well, I'll start overall. This summer is just out of the park big. I don't know what's going on in the economy, but we've had a few years whether Europe was in trouble, or 3 years ago America was in trouble, and this year is one of our biggest summers in history. Everything is selling. Country's on fire. Indie bands are on fire. I just came from Yankee Stadium. Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z, we just launched our tour there. That show's amazing.
How many times have you seen it now?
Well, they started in Toronto, which was my hometown, so I had to go. And then we did the Yankee Stadium for 2 nights. So amazing sold-out stadium tour. And the other one that's exciting is Kid Rock. I don't know if you've heard about it. But Kid Rock is, all of these artists are the greatest brand managers you'll ever meet. The great ones get it. They manage their brand like nobody better. So Kid Rock and I met. We did his tour last year, and he called me out of the blue from Buffalo on a Tuesday and said, "There's only 8,000 people." And I walked around, and beer's $14. This is no good. What's going on? And I said, "Well, can you handle the truth?" I said, "The reality is we shouldn't be charging $79 on a Tuesday in Buffalo."
Is that national, or were the prices? Was that a price that you charge in other cities on other nights?
Yeah. Unsophisticated to date. Pricing of this product has not been that thought through. Three scalings across the country, Saturday or Tuesday. So I told him, let's sit down when the tour is over. We launched this tool called Price Masters, which does an incredible dynamic pricing model, shows what you really should charge on a Tuesday in Buffalo for the 3rd seat. So we sat down, talked to him, and we talked about, well, how do we fill the house next year? And we went into this year, and we are partners, meaning usually the promoter gives a large guarantee. We have to charge a big ticket price, and we pray that 12,000 show up to cover my guarantee. In this case, we have no guarantee. We're fully partners, but we charge $20 for every ticket. So we've gone from 8,000, we've increased sales 400%. We have a sold-out tour basically across the country. We're putting food, beverage, parking, merchandise, and tickets in the pot, and we share it as a partner. So a very shrewd business decision for an artist. Didn't take the $12 million guarantee, said I'll go all in poker, but let's have one united agenda where more people in, drinking more beer, paying for more parking, pot's bigger, we share, we all make more money. So that tour has been a great success for me because, when you kind of have a partner that's taken that risk and you're up 400% and the place is sold out, it's a nice outcome.
And presumably the flip side of that is that you limit your downside risk as well by not having had to pay that upfront.
Right. I mean, the downside is I'm sharing my revenue that I wouldn't usually share.
You've given up upside.
So if 8,000 show up, I'm sharing my revenue. If 17 show up, it's okay because the revenue in the pot's bigger.
Michael, you mentioned something in the very first thing you said about the economy. In the past, Live Nation's promotion business has been a very clear indicator on the economy. Isn't that the case?
For 30 years, the old promoters, used to always say, this is a recession-proof business. They're always going to come. And it was true for 20 of those years. The concert business grew double digits for 15 years straight. Not many industries do that. 2010 was the first time the industry got hit. And it was really an accumulation of 15 years of a ticket price just escalating to a point where a consumer said, I'm going to stay home. So the community got smarter, the business managers, we all got a lot smarter. We priced it better, and we are pricing it better every day. But it does tend to be, my Spain business is down, obviously. My Greece business is down. Anywhere where there's probably an economic pressure right now, my ticket sales tend to get some pressure.
But the flip side, in the United States, we're all grasping for indicators of the health of the economy. You have a very broad view, and you said you're having a robust summer. So, are you comfortable extrapolating that to the health of the U.S. or North American economy?
I think it is true. Concerts, the average consumer goes to 2.5 shows a year, and it's his Kodak moment. It's a very important moment. You take 4 people, park, eat, and all that. It's an expensive night out, so they plan accordingly. So when we see country music, club business, theater business, stadium business across the country and in Canada having one of its biggest years ever, we absolutely know that the economy and the consumer is saying, I'm okay using disposable income to go to that Jay-Z show.
Okay, yeah, interesting, duly noted. Speaking of Jay-Z, you mentioned his tour with Justin Timberlake earlier. The deal you did with Kid Rock is the 180-degree opposite of the $150 million deal you had done earlier with Jay-Z. Is that the direction you're moving? Are you not going to do any more of those kinds of mega deals, mega guaranteed deals?
That I would say, I'll step you back. We spend $3 billion a year on talent. We're the largest single financer of the artist community in the world, more than the labels and everyone. So we're writing that check at midnight. The best return on my capital is if I have a long-term deal with you. So over 10 years, that means I'm going to spend $30 billion producing and acquiring shows. If I have a 2-3 year deal with you, I'll probably have a better economic deal with you if I've locked you up for 3 tours. So we're always looking in our business model. We do 30,000 shows a year. We love having long-term deals with U2, Madonna, Shakira, Justin Timberlake's, etc., where we are their partner for 2 or 3 cycles. We're thinking holistically. We're seeking sponsors. We're making sure they get on The Voice for Shakira. Thus, then we know the tour will be big next year. So we love having a long-term partner perspective with the artist. In hindsight, 3 or 4 years ago or 5 years ago when we did that, we certainly don't want to be in the distribution of the recorded part of it. And we did pick up some record rights along the way when we did those. We've since sold those off to Warner and Universal and Sony.
And so let's make it crystal clear for everybody why you don't want to be in the recorded music aspect of it.
One of the realities of our business, and we've said this for a while, we believe we're in the lucky part of the music business. That 2 hours is unduplicatable. It's growing. Artists are making about 95% of their revenue from the live show. It is the most important piece of their business. We're the best at that. We've expanded in 8 years from 5 to 41 countries. We got a lot of globalization left, and we're going to just keep laser focused on being the largest at what we do live.
Yep.
I don't want to figure out how to distribute the digital revolution on the recorded side.
My understanding is that for you, the promotion business, the live business, while large, is not particularly profitable, especially in comparison to your ticketing business, which we're going to get to next.
Right. Our business is, I guess, similar to a TV business. It's like saying, if you just isolated one TV show and said, do you make money from that show? Well, broadcast networks have a wider platform. So we do 30,000 shows a year. Our most important revenue stream is sponsorship, advertising. We'll generate a third of our profit from that at 75% margin business when we have over 400 million buying consumers.
And so the lower margin promotion business feeds that.
Yeah, you don't get $200 million in advertising if you don't have 400 million people walking in the door. The second piece where we generate a lot of money is our on-site, whether when we own the venue or lease the venue, parking, food, all of those areas around the show. And then the third is the ticketing distribution of the on Ticketmaster.
So let's get to that. Ticketmaster, by your own public acknowledgement, is not the most loved brand in the world. It is, however, an old but vibrant technology platform, and you want to make it a better technology platform. Would you talk about that?
Yeah, it is. We're certainly got some work to do on the consumer side. Way back when we started Live Nation, I guess the one differentiator with us than anyone else in the music business is it was clear to us we had to be both on the front and the back end. We had to be the producer of the content, but we also had to distribute the content. Unlike, I guess, a lot of other media companies who battle that content versus distribution. So being as large as we were, we wanted to own the consumer in the front door. When we looked at as big as we were, taking on Ticketmaster, the largest in the world, was a great fit to put the two largest companies together to have kind of that ecosystem. Ticketmaster is one of those brands where, in a tech forum like this, you would all love the kind of numbers that Ticketmaster spits out. and you all would have loved to have your hands on it 10 years ago, because it really, it's one of the top 5 e-commerce sites in the world. We sell over 400 million tickets at $163. We have a 112% renewal rate, about 82% customer satisfaction. So incredible big numbers. It should have been an Amazon by now. It should have long ago figured out, geez, if you have 400 million people buying sports, concerts, and theater tickets in your shopping basket, what should I do with that? Shouldn't I use that data to do fabulous things? Shouldn't I have more things on the shelf? We looked at it when we took that business over and said, it's got some branding issues, but it's got a very solid customer base. It has a very old technology platform, 28-year-old platform. We've spent the last 2.5 years building a new platform that will launch next year, a web-based platform. So we think that the future's bright with those economics. We think when you have 400 million people buying at your store, we're number 1 by far. We can use the data to do better things, as we can talk about, but we also know that shopping store has a huge potential with the music consumer.
Talk about the scope of this. I read an analyst who referred to this as replatforming of Ticketmaster. You're spending a lot of money on it, and it's taking a long time. How much money? Why is it taking so long? And what are you doing exactly?
Well, as many of you would know in this room, we have over 12,000 venues. So our business is a B2B business. The venue has the software, the trained staff, and integrated into their platform. One of the unique parts about Ticketmaster, and the reason the moat around the castle has been strong for so long, is it solves a business problem that most businesses can't scale to do. Meaning on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., 10 million people try to buy 14,000 tickets for a U2 show in LA. Massive amount of load that you got to handle, thus then spit the ticket out. So our challenge is we got to build a new platform that's web-based versus our server. We also then have to migrate 12,000 clients, sophisticated customers, NBA arenas, football stadiums. The clubs are, in general admission is the easy part. So the challenge is build the platform that can take the load, migrate 12,000 clients, all one by one, box office by box office, train the staff, and get the new platform in place. So it has taken 2.5 years to build it. We've invested well over $100 million on the platform. We have about 500 engineers working on it. We built a whole new team, stole some of the best from Amazon and et cetera. When we took over 3 years ago, it was clear we needed to inject a different kind of culture in Ticketmaster. So we got a great product team, great engineers working on the platform. We are, in the interim this year, launching new products. This week, we launched a product called Ticketmaster Plus, solving one of the biggest problems in our business. So you think about Ticketmaster, the largest ticket seller in the world. And so this Justin Timberlake show I went to at the Yankee Stadium, we put it on sale 3 months ago. It sold out at 10:05. From 10:05 until the show date, we basically had a sign up that said, closed for business, no more tickets left. Thus, we send them to StubHub and everywhere else and build an incredible business for others. What we need to be doing at 10:05, if the primary tickets are sold out, is we need to give you all the other options and make it available. So we moved our strategy from what we call best available to always available. So this week at Ticketmaster, when you go to a show and click a seat map, if the show is sold out, we will show you all the secondary tickets available. You'll buy them right in the Ticketmaster cart. You can transfer them. You can sell them instantly yourself.
Including StubHub?
Well, our own secondary supply.
Okay.
No, the StubHub or anybody, it's all the same supplier. There's a network of scalpers that supply StubHub, Tickets Now.
Tickets Now is yours.
Is ours. So they use multiple outlets to sell tickets. Now they can sell tickets right at TM main page in the same shopping cart with all of the trusted barcode treatment that Ticketmaster has. So that's a big step forward. That's built on the new platform. That's being powered by our new platform.
So you've rolled out pieces of it already, even though it's not going to be done until next year.
Yeah, we rolled out that. We rolled out all new tools for our venues. You think about when we took over Ticketmaster, we were still running a green screen in the venues. So obviously not what you want to be doing when you're running a world-class business. So we've redone all of our B2B tools, who all now have great user interface and reporting and technology. But it'll take us another year to get the sophisticated customers migrated.
Now, my understanding is that Tickets Now has much smaller inventory than StubHub. Is that true? They've been at this business of the secondary market much longer?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the secondary business is we could spend a day on that alone.
I understand.
It's a very complicated business. There's almost a fine line on the good guy or the bad guy. StubHub has
Well, everybody knows you're the bad guy and StubHub's the good guy, right?
when I'm debating it, we're the good guys. And no, I mean, listen, the challenge is there are a couple tricks to secondary inventory. Spec selling is the biggest. So on StubHub and other sites, they will tell you that they have 4 seats to the Justin Timberlake show in the Yankee Stadium, somewhere in the front section. And if you spend $4,000 for it, they'll go find them and then tell you maybe it's seat 6, row 7. Mm-hmm. Tickets now, we don't spec sell. Mm-hmm. So we have to have hard inventory up. So that tends to be the difference on if you spec sell, you're going to have a lot of inventory. We think spec selling is not the right way to run the business. And the artists are not in support of spec selling, who are our clients. So we tend to put real inventory up. If you have 2 seats, section 6, row 4, you can put those 2 seats up, but you have to list the seats and be guaranteed the ticket. A lot of fraud, a lot of counterfeit stuff going on in the business.
Give me one more example when you roll out the new platform for Ticketmaster. What changes consumers will see?
Well, we have so many things that we've been doing and have to do just to get kind of best in class. So at the core, the B2B side is our #1 avenue. We got to keep 12,000 venues happy. They got to re-sign and they got to renew. So a lot of the tools and a lot of the data is based on the B2B side. One of the, I was listening to your guys earlier. Obviously, we have one of the largest databases in the world of entertainment consumers. We know everything about you, what day you're going to be where, what sporting, theater, circus, concerts. That's been a real core to really everybody's business right now. So the sports teams we service or artists, the #1 thing they all want is data, 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 more pieces. Where's the consumer? Can you find me consumers? So on the B2B side, a lot of what we've been doing, and we launched a company have live analytics. We now have over 256 paying sports teams who are accessing levels of data from us.
So this is a premium offering. You're not bundling this with their contract.
We're kind of like Sales Portal. Once you have our platform and our B2B tools, you can access higher levels of inventory and tools. Most of what everybody wants is data. They may have, Kid Rock has Kid Rock data, but he doesn't have any fans outside of that. The Dodgers have all the data for the Dodgers, but they don't have the data in Los Angeles. So we've created a program where we can highly identify, likely consumers to buy Kid Rock shows that have never gone, send them messages, and we have a fairly high conversion.
Are you confident that the consumers want that information shared with Kid Rock or with the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as you look at social and technology in general, the artist community is powering a lot of what's out there. I mean, social, Facebook, Twitter. Fans are very, very passionate. They have to opt in multiple ways. Do they want alerts? Do they want to know more? And they generally want better information. This is an industry that has not done a great job of letting you know what's coming, bands you may like, recommended bands, what's on sale tonight, what's available tomorrow. So generally, lots of apps out there are doing it. We're trying to do it better. But I think we have a long way to go before we're crossing any lines with the consumer.
And when you talk to your investors, and by the way, John Malone is one of your big investors, what's the sell for why this capital expenditure of $100 million plus is a good idea? Where's the payoff to Live Nation?
Well, when you're, listen, let's look at it 2 ways. When you're #1 ticketing company in the world and you're running 28-year-old software on green screen, if you have not much of a business case one needs to do on that.
You'd rather do a better job than a worse job.
Yeah, odds are you're probably not going to be #1 for too long if you're running a green screen. When we did take over Ticketmaster, we were doing about 80% renewal. We have now jumped that back up to 112% renewal in 3 years. One, because we're meeting with every team owner, every venue, and every artist, presenting them over and over these are the tools that are coming. Here's the new tools for you. Our customers were fed up. They were looking for change. They wanted us to invest in the business and be a great partner. So we needed to do it to keep that customer. And then when you start to look about what can you do when you have new platform and new data and how you can sell incremental tickets, the business case gets exciting about the upside.
You've had, for a company in the promotion business, you've had a lot of drama. You had a very intense fight in the first place just to get your merger with Ticketmaster approved. And then you had an interesting executive chairman, Irving Azoff, who I never understood how a promoter could own a talent management business anyway. Now he's gone. My question is, did he take his talent management business with him, and was that a big financial hit to Live Nation?
Well, I'll stay out of the first part. Not much upside there. On the second part, it is Hollywood. You've read Deadline. Listen, we think that our core business is concert promoting, selling tickets, sponsorship. We do those things right, our business will grow. Irving did have a big management company. We've retained most of it. He took 8 artists with him. We kept 200.
Really?
So we have a very big management company. They're all retained long-term contracts. It generates about $30 million a year in profit out of our 500. So it's not driving the long-term future. But as you know, in the business of content, let's call it, if you want to be end-to-end, it is certainly has advantages to have 200 artists that you manage. When you're talking to the sponsorship community, when you're trying to get 200 of those artists to tour for you, or when you're trying to get 200 artists to maybe sign up to a new product at Ticketmaster. So having kind of the cousin in the family that you manage, Shakira's and Rihanna's and et cetera, certainly in the supply chain of our business is a nice addition.
So he took the Eagles and you kept the younger artists. Is that what you're saying?
We have a good roster that we kept. Lots of interesting
questions, please. Right up front, if we could get the microphone. Here it is, right here. Just please tell us who you are.
Hi, Mike DeFranco, founder of Lua. So as a young founder, I'm always interested in hearing, what inspired people to start. Do you remember your first concert experience and what inspired you to get into the business? And as a follow-up question, where do you see holograms in the future of concert touring?
Yeah, so it's just we all have a passion, and hopefully we find it. And I'm from a small town up in Canada called Thunder Bay. I was a college booker, and when that band was on stage and I was on the side, I thought just that magical 2 hours was something that was spectacular. Just always loved that 2-hour experience. I never loved the record business, anything else, but I just loved what those 2 hours, that Kodak moment does. So, I was 19 in Thunder Bay, and I wrote on a napkin that at 40 years old, I was going to run the largest live entertainment company in the world. And at 39, I took over Live Nation to run the largest. And for 19 years straight, I did everything you could think about that said what would make you a great CEO. Well, I think the difference, what I figured out was, I didn't believe, it's called show business for a reason, and a lot of people forget the business part of it. So I think I was smart enough to stay. I stayed at Packaged Goods, Labatt Breweries, Interbrew for 10 years. Did a real, as you learn in any big packaged goods business, 10 years of hard brand marketing, research, globalization, kind of the school of reality. Then I started my own company, and the rest kind of on its way to moving towards taking this company. So I think about our business from a marketing fan customer perspective, less than a pure music. I believe at the end of the day, we're in business to serve the fans. They feel good about our product, and we do a better job of marketing, engaging. We're gonna end up winning in the end. I think holograms, I love them to death. I'm obsessed with trying to figure it out.
Are holograms just what I think they are? These virtual images of artists? Is that of acts?
Well, I mean, it could be of anything, right? It could, CNN started it a few years ago with in one of the elections where it was kind of prime time. I've met with them all. I love the idea. It will come. It's just a matter of right now. It is very expensive to produce a show, to get the rights for the show, and then equip whatever venue or wherever you want to do it. But one of these companies I sat at has a living room set up on the future of what hologram will be versus like a TV. And I sat in this fake living room, and they put a show on. And I literally had to get out of my seat and walk up and touch the hologram because it looked like those performers were there in a 12 by 12 room. So I think it is an incredible idea. I think it's a way to take U2, Elvis Presley's, whatever you want to do, make fabulous entertainment come to life from venues to small rooms. So I think it'll come as the costs come down.
No, one more question. Again, right up front. There's your mic.
Thank you. Michael, Dominic with Pandora. So take my question with a grain of salt. Clearly, we're engaged with a lot of debate around fair compensation to artists in the artist community. You spoke to kind of technology around ticketing and access. Can you speak to kind of the long tail approach that Live Nation takes to connecting not the top 200 artists, but the top 10,000 artists with their audience to be able to fill, say, the Key Club in Santa Monica on a Monday night for Walk the Moon? I'm curious as your perspectives.
Well, I have a different perspective than maybe the record labels. I truly believe that I've promoted and been around many artists, and I had a great conversation with Prince one day when he was talking about business, and as I said to him, man, if I wrote Purple Rain, I would give up this suit every day of the week if I could just sing for 2 hours. I come from the world that says the artist deserves all of it. They are the content. We have no debate paying movie stars. My little boy is into Iron Man, which drives me crazy when I figure that Tony Stark's making $50 million to do that, right? So we have no problem paying everyone else in this world, but there's a whole bunch of stories about the artist who has not got paid for 30, 40 years. So I truly come from a model that says Jay-Z deserves everything possible. He wrote the music, he's on that stage for 2 hours, and they're there because of him. So we built a platform that said the artist should take all the money on stage. We didn't build a model that said, how do we get a bit more? What we did believe, though, is we built a model that says, now, let's not worry about the 2 hours. What if our business model was vibrant because it was making money everywhere else around the 2 hours? Now, in our business, my promoters and competitors all were obsessed with the 2 hours. Can they get $5 more? So that's why we built, sponsorship. We don't have sponsorship guys. We have ex-CMOs, 400 people delivering great online and digital programs. So we built a great platform to pay the artist and let them perform, and then we got to figure out how to build a business model beyond the 2 hours. We do 30,000 shows a year. We are the largest artist development company in the world, meaning we do 8,000 club shows at the small little clubs you mentioned. They take the door usually. They make a lot of money at the door, and we provide the venue, the platform, the marketing, and the promotion part. So, I'm not answering specifically, but we built the model from the 200 seats to the stadium. We're in 30,000 shows, 41 countries doing every version of a show, and we start with the artist as the customer. He gets paid, he feels good, and then we take care of his fans. And I think they look at live as where they're getting paid because it is so obvious. It's 12,000 people, I can count at midnight, I want my check. But we believed 8 or 9 years ago that the pendulum was shifting and that the live was going to be very important center of the wheel, but we had to build a business that was based on trust and transparency with the artist because we watched all of the stuff going on with the artist's belief on the other side. So, our business is based on, at midnight, we settle with the artist, they get paid for the 16,000 people that come in. And I think you are in a tough position in a lot of the other models where the label, the history of the artist and how much they get paid has a lot of baggage. And whether you're paying the label and the label's not getting the full share to the artist, it's a tough story to win right now on your side. Thankfully, like I started, I want nothing to do with that side of the business. Very happy to make sure 52,000 people walk in to see Jay-Z, and I'll gladly pay him for 52,000 people. And I'll build a business model well above and beyond that.
Or 152 in a venue like he talked about, or 200
right.
or something.
But I would say today we did announce that we did a deal with RDO on Live Nation, and I do think one of the things we're going to continually look at is this great store shelf and this consumer engagement we have. So today we did announce that RDO will have when you think about it, you're buying a concert ticket to Kenny Chesney. Probably statistically good odds you like Kenny Chesney. You spend $162 on going on a Wednesday. We probably should offer you a Kenny Chesney streaming entry program to get you in the door, in the shopping cart. So I think we're going to be able to help Pandora's or whoever we're in business with using our sales channel. But I wouldn't want to have to win what Tom's trying to win right now on convincing the artists that you're paying them their fair share, because it's a long battle.
Everybody, please join me in thanking Michael Rapino of Live Nation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's terrific.